Hi and welcome to another battle report. This is 2500 points between my Lizardmen and the Tomb Kings. So to start by my list, I have a unit of, starting from the left, I have a unit of Skinks with my level 2 with Dispel Scroll and a Skink Chief in it. I have some Chameleon Skink hiding behind that house. A unit of Skinks with another wizard in it, level 2 with black cube this time. Then I have a Troutodon, just because this looks awesome. I have a horde of Source Warrior, and in that unit I have my Battle Standard Bear with the helm of itself. I have a Salamander, I have two Jungle Swarms, I have my Bastiladon and a Stegodon, and a unit of Skinks with a Chieftain, and my Slan, which is the Lore Master. No, not Lore Master, we have all the signature spells from all the 8 lores. Another Salamander. And that's my list. So for the Tomb Kings, to the left he have 3 chariots and a unit of 10 archers with his level 4 Lore of Nekara, the Hierophant, in it. I have a casket, a hero titan, unit of 20-ish archer with another level 4, Lore of Death, and that one have the scroll, the other one have the earth road. Then you have a unit of 3 chariots with standard, and behind them a unit of tomb guards with his general, a tomb prince in it. You have a unit of 8 light cap, and coming up from below you have 3 stalkers, a tomb scorpion, and the special character which I cannot remember, who is like a swarm of bugs. And that's it, his list. As for spells, my level 2 with the scroll have the Curse of the Midnight Wind and Harmonic Convergence, and my other level 2 have the Comet and the Thunderbolt. And well, for his level 4 on Nekara had the Ward Save, he have the Killing Blow, he have the reduction of toughness and strength, and he have let's see, double attack spell. His level 4 had Spirit Leech, Fate of Yuna, he also had Soul Blight and some other spell which didn't come into matter. And finally, before the game, we decided that we will play that Tomb King player should be able to march if he's within 12 inches from the general. I think it's fair to give the Tomb King, whenever you play them, some kind of advantage, because the army book is old and it's not very competitive. Well, for his turn, he basically just get the first turn, because I can never ever get the first turn whatever army I play. He just pushes up his unit a little bit, not very much. In his Magic Fate he really didn't do much. I stopped one spell and used my scroll to stop the casket. So over to my first turn. I pretty much keep my distance because Chariot have a pretty good impact. I pretty much only let the Stegodon and the Jungle Swarms within short range of his Chariot, and I can probably take a charge with either of them. Well, for the other flank, now this picture shows better that if his Chariot would charge my Jungle Swarm, the Jungle Swarm would probably die, but then he would either run into my Saurus, which I can live with, or my Bastiladon, which I can also live with. And well, I conga line that skink unit into that house, which you should remember that they are in a conga line formation for my next turn, and pretty much just push up my unit a bit across the board. My magic didn't do much. I rolled not very high in the Winds of Magic, and he uses his scroll to stop some spell. I did shoot down some Skeleton Archer in his Hierophant unit, but that's it. So over to Tomb King's turn 2. As you can see on this flank, he pushes up his chariot unit a bit. They had standing still the first turn. Well, the other flank still keeps his distance because he basically have me out range, I think, so he sticks around. The Scorpion and the Stalkers decided to show up behind my lines to cause some trouble to me. And sadly enough, in the medic phase, he slowed for death, get off the Spirit Leech on my level 2, so I couldn't do much. He got killed. And well, he got a miscast too, but he only rolls a 7, so he lost like 2 or 3 Tomb Guards, which is no 3 or 3 Archers, which is really no big deal. His Stalker also showed up to work, and they killed my Bastiladon. His Archer also shoots down 1 unit of Camille's Kings, but fortunately for me, from neither any of my losses, I lost any panic check during the whole game. Well, this photo is taken after my second turn. It goes pretty well for me. My skinks put 2 wounds on the Scorpion, and I also throw out the Chieftain to stop him from charging my Salamander or anything. The Troubleworm turned around to spear at him, but he misses. I push it up the Saurus a bit to face his Tomb Guard. I push the Swarm in front of the Stalkers, and I also get off the Burning Gaze of the Stalkers. I also reduce the Archers, ballistic skills to 1, and I get off the Wild Form on my Saurus block. Well, this maneuver I feel kind of bad for. Remember that I told you that I have these skinks in a conga line. When they push out of the house, they were still in the conga line, so I just moved them up 6 inches and place them next to the casket, and I shoot it down. And well, it's kind of a bullshit maneuver. You should not really use it against Tomb King. You should save this bush hilt against the bullshit armies like demons. But well, since the game ended, I think it really didn't matter much. The casket didn't explode because he forgot his codex and didn't remember what it did, but hopefully the casket don't do much when it explodes. So well, that's it about that. So for the Tomb King's turn 3, he did charge his chariot into my Stegodon, his Stalkers into my Jungle Swarms, his Scorpion into my Chieftain. He reformed his light cap to avoid the Salamander fire. So in the middle, his Tomb Guard wheels up to face my Saurus. He tries to march up his small archer unit to stop my Saurus Warrior from doing anything, but he didn't pass his march test and he is stranded there. His higher Titan runs away from my skink unit, and that's it for the middle. His chariot just move up to face my lines. Well, I pretty much shut down all of his magic, but I did manage to get off a Fava board on his Skeleton Archer, and he did get off Fate of Buna on my Battle Standard Bear. I used the Cube of Darkness, I rolled a 1, so it fails, and it is a suitable punishment for me being a dick playing the skink maneuver earlier. And even though my Belsen Bear have Hamavitsa and which is wild form, so it's toughness 7, he rolled a 9 and he does 2 wounds to my Belsen Bear, who is now dead. Well, not a lot of things happened to write home about in my turn 3. My Saurus charged the Tomb Guard. I did get a good magic phase, so I got off both the Milk of Miasma on his, but I only reduced it by 1, so it ended up didn't matter at all. Get out the wild form again on the sword warrior, which should have made them good, but they didn't. I used the Troglodyte's ability to get the Predator Fighter on a 5 and 6, but I roll like crap. I took up my dice, I killed like 2-3 Tomb Guards because I really flopped my attack. I didn't even fail fear or something like that, I just flopped, didn't do a shit. I run away, and actually, unfortunately for me, I get away. And well, the Skin Chief actually managed to kill his Tomb Scorpion, which is good. His Stalker, after taking some losses, killed my Young Swarm. And my Stegodon just stand there grinding with his Chariot, not able to do much against them. And this is also after his movement, so as you can see, his Tomb Guards have charged, his Chariot have turned around to face my Skink unit, his Archer did the same, his small Archer units charged my Saurus Warrior, and they run over the house, and his Skullstalker will then charge my Skink Chief, and that shows, I think, my only mistake in this game. You can see if he charges my Skink Chief, he can now run into the slan, and that's just, well, it's stupid on me to do such a beginner's mistake. The special Bug Swarm character shows up, and he shows up there. This is actually in wrong order. He forgot to charge with the Stalker, and he will do that later. It's no problem. You should never just being an asshole and not allow your opponent to move his miniature as he wants, because if you won a game like that, you are not really winning because you're skilled, you're just winning because, yeah, you're being an asshole. In his magic phase, he gets off a Soul Blight on my Stegodon, and he also gets off Spirit Leech on my Skink Priest, but I already used the Cube of Darkness, so well, it's not really important anymore. Well, my Skink Chief tried to kill the Stalker, but he failed and he bravely died. And now his Stalker will roll pretty high. I don't think he needs very much, but he rolls high enough to get into my Slan's flank. Well, of course, the Troglodon is just another compatible choice. It just sucked, and well, it got into a fight and it lost pretty bad, but it actually survived, and it breaks and it runs away. But he tripped over that house, so he falls down and breaks his neck and just died. Well, for my turn 4, I realized I'm in big shit, so I just took my Skinks and trying to shoot down some Tomb Guard. I killed like 3 or 4 of them. I get off Wisdom's Wild Form on my Saurus, and I do get off the Ice Shard on his Tomb Guards. And well, that's basically my turn. This Slan and the Stalker just stand around and do nothing to each other, just having a pillow fight. Well, his Bug Swarm character charged my Slan. They didn't do anything. He win by combat res. I break, and the Bug Swarm is Swift Stride, so he runs me down. Well, he did have a pretty good magic phase thanks to the Hydro Titan, which is awesome. He got off the Nekara spell that reduces my toughness, so it basically takes away my wild form on my Saurus. He did get off the bubble double attacks on everything, which, yeah, his Tomb Guard strikes at my Saurus Warrior. And well, I end up at 3 or 2 of them left. I killed like 1 of his, and I didn't roll double 1. I run away and he catches me. Well, in the end, I ended up getting some revenge because my Stegodon actually managed to kill his chariots, and that's good. Um, and well, then my opponent asked me, well, shouldn't we just end this and go out and eat instead? And I say, okay, yeah, you won. So, well, it was a good game. I think I played decently good at least. Was some mistake with this land, but that's, well, okay, expected. And well, yeah, I rolled pretty bad for the Saurus and some magic, but well, it's of course a punishment from the Warhammer god, the Lady of the Lake, the not use such a bullshit maneuver as I do it with the casket. So well, just take your punishment and be happy. You didn't lose any more than just this. So well, that's all for me. Thank you so much for watching. I see you around.